Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing my red velvet cake recipe. It's easy and delicious. Let's dive in. So I'm starting with my flour. And I add my sugar. In the same bowl, I'm adding my cocoa powder. And baking powder. So these are all my dry ingredients in one bowl. After mixing this nicely, I put this bowl on the side. Here I add my butter. And my oil, my cooking oil as well. And I put my mixer on the highest speed so these two can just combine perfectly. When these two are nice and fluffy, I also put them on the side. Here I'm separating my eggs. I need the egg white only in this recipe. The yolks you can do whatever you want with them, but we only need the egg white. So I find it easier when I separate with my hands. If you've got something that helps you separate the eggs, you can use that as well. And I also find it easier for me when I break the egg to egg, instead of breaking the egg from egg to maybe spoon or knife. Because when you break an egg with something that is metal or something that is too hard, you get little bits of eggs inside your mixture, so it's not so good. The secret ingredient to the perfect red velvet cake is the color. The color that you use makes the cake turn red. So in this recipe, I'm using the red powder, but I can also use the red gel color. It also works the same. It comes out the same, and it also tastes the same. Because this one is powder, I just sift it a little bit because sometimes the grains are too hard or they are too big and it will spoil my mixture in the end. so I just sift it. My egg whites, I also need them to be stiff, so I beat them with my mixer until they are nice and stiff. You can see at the top corner is the finished egg white. It's got these peaks that it shows it's done. When my egg whites are nice and fluffy, I know they are ready. So it's time to add my red color. At this moment, I mix my egg whites and the color until everything is mixed, until the powder is no longer showing and everything is red. Then I know I'm done. Now I take my flour mixture, I add half of it to my butter and cooking oil mixture, just half of it. And I also add half my milk. And I mix this, not on a high setting, but just medium. And I add the rest of my flour mixture. And the rest of the milk as well. And on a lower setting, I mix everything up. When I see everything is well combined, I add half of my egg whites to this flour and milk mixture. And on a lower setting as well, I just mix this up. Now I'm adding the rest of the egg whites. I just mix everything up, and I find it's better to finish off with my hand. So here I'm just finishing off. You see some of the flour was not incorporated. So with my hand, I was just carefully mixing everything. But at this point, be careful not to overmix. This is the perfect consistency that I want for my red velvet cake. I pour in my butter into 3 greased 8-inch baking tins, and I bake at 180 degrees for 25 minutes. Once my cake is ready, I wait maybe 10 minutes until it cools down and the baking tin is not so hot, and I scrape it off the sides with a knife, remove my baking paper, and wrap it tightly. I'm being very, very careful because the red velvet cake is very, very soft, and any mistake, it will just break into pieces. And also note that I don't wrap my cakes when they are cold. I wrap them up when they are still warm. This helps maintain the moisture in the cake, and then the cake is not going to be too dry. So please take note of that one. And that's it for today. A red velvet cake ready to enjoy. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching and happy baking.